Today, I want to talk about 4 reasons why you might not be improving and how to fix them. Even if you have the best teacher in the world, your progress happens during your practice time. So as you watch this video, see if any of these points sound familiar to you. Reason number 1, choosing pieces that are too difficult. Of course, advanced pieces sound really cool and impressive. And maybe you study piano because of that one dream piece. But if you don't have much experience, it's difficult to judge how difficult a piece actually is. Some pieces sound easy when you just listen, but if you actually try it, they have wide leaps, complex rhythms, or hands doing completely different things. Many pieces that sound effortless and easy are actually very challenging. So think of it like climbing. Instead of trying to conquer Mount Everest right away, it's better to build stamina by climbing smaller trails or hills more often. Even pieces that feel easy can still teach you a lot if you really pay attention to details. So how do you know if a piece is the right level for you? If you sight read it slowly, and you can do it as slow as you want, and be able to play 70 to 80% of the notes and rhythms correctly, it's probably a right level for you. Reason number 2, practicing too fast or too much at once. When you're just starting to learn a piece, you should choose the tempo where you can play 100% accurately. Don't try to practice at the recording tempo right away. Another thing is practicing too large a section at once. When you practice and you run into a difficult spot, you need to stop there and work on that passage. But many people just play through it once and think it's good enough and then move on. And that's not practice. One tip I recommend, use sticky notes to mark where to start and stop, and focus only on that section until it gets better. Then move the notes to the next section. Reason number 3, always going back to the beginning. And this one is very common. Let's say you make a mistake at measure 20. Instead of fixing measure 20, you go back to the beginning and restart. Then you make the same mistake at measure 20. And what do? You go back again. In the end, you're actually not practicing the problem spot. You're just memorizing the order of notes. When I was first learning English, I made vocab lists to memorize them. But later, I realized I wasn't actually memorizing the words. I was memorizing the order of the list. That's when I switched to flashcards so I could shuffle them and practice in a random order. It's the same with piano. Yes, the order of the notes is important, but you should also be able to start from any spot in the piece, even in the middle of a measure. And that's when you really know the piece. Number 4, memorizing without understanding. A lot of students rely only on muscle memory. And don't get me wrong, muscle memory is crucial. But if you only depend on muscle memory, it's very fragile. When you're on stage or playing in front of others, so in other words, when your environment is different from your practice setting, your muscle memory gets very weak. And let's say you make a mistake in the middle of a piece, and it's going to be really hard to recover. So what does it mean to understand the piece? It's about finding phrases. Phrases are like sentences. If there were no punctuation marks, no periods, no commas, no question marks, it would be very difficult to understand. Music is the same. They have a beginning and an ending. Some feel like questions, others feel like exclamations. But unlike books, scores don't give you punctuation marks, so you have to find them yourself. When you can find phrases and cadences, you start to see the music's grammar. And once you understand the grammar, memorization becomes a lot easier. As I keep teaching more students, I realize this again and again. If you practice slowly with patience and take time to really understand the music, anyone can improve. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck with your practice.